It's Warp 10, the show where we count down just about everything. Today on Warp 10, we count down the most anticipated movies of 2013. Number 10, 302. Wait, 300 Part 2. Didn't they all die or something? It's 300 again, and this time it's 300 Rise of the Empire. The film centers on testicles. The film centers on Themistocles and Artemisia and Xerxes, kind of follows all of them and Xerxes' backstory. It originally went under the working title of Battle Artemisium, but apparently the press was saying Battle of Artemis. Completely wrong. Sounds similar though.
We put this one at number 10 because who doesn't like gladiator movies?
300 Rise of the Empire is scheduled to be released August 2nd. Number 9, Monsters, Inc. University, aka Monsters, Inc. 2. Monsters, Inc. University takes place prior to Monsters, Inc., the original movie. Probably because the energy crisis was solved at the end of the first movie, so why bother going farther forward? We're going to go back, sort of like George Lucas and all of his movies. What we're going to do is go back in time to the time when Sully and Mike first met at school, university to be exact. While this is probably a kid's movie, anything from Pixar will make it to our list. This movie is scheduled to be released June 21st. Number 8, Jack the Giant Slayer. Fairy Tales Overused seem to be showing back up as full-length 3D motion picture movies these days. We visit the Jack and the Beanstalk story mixed with sort of Lord of the Rings and J.J. Abrams. You say lens flare, anybody? One neat feature of this movie is Ewan McGregor shows up as some sort of giant slayer that happens to climb up beanstalks to hunt him. I don't know. But anyway, he looks really good because he's lost a lot of weight since the Jedi days, and not that he was very fat then. Hey man, wanna buy some magic beans, man? Like, they're gonna totally trip your shit. Either that, or they're gonna see some giants and stuff come down from a beanstalk and eat some sheep or your neighbor. Yeah, either way, man, they're gonna be great. Relive the torture of your youth starting March 1st. Number 7, The Lone Ranger. Okay, look, I love Johnny Depp as much as the next guy, but it seems like he jumped off the ship right into the desert to help out his favorite Kimosabi. Johnny Depp manages to take a proud Native American and stick a dead bird on his head. Me like 'em, smoke 'em, peace pipe. Hi-ho Silver Away on July 3rd. Number 6, Wolverine. Our favorite misfit X-Men has decided to head over to Japan and do some training with a samurai. Not much detail has been released about the movie yet, and if you try to look for any trailers, you're gonna probably get rickrolled, and I'm not joking. Slice your way through a rice paper wall starting July 26th. Number 5, To Thor. I knew there was a pun in there somewhere. Number 5, Thor II. Thor battles an ancient race of dark elves, and we're not talking drow here. There's some kind of space dark elves, and he has to go find them and defeat them. Their name is the Malekith, and they are basically taking over from where the movie left off with the Avengers. I sure hope these separate directors and producers can sort of keep the arc going in the storyline. We have all these different crews working on different movies, and somehow we're managing to pull it together because Avengers 2 is coming, I guarantee it. Grab Mjolnir and join me for a swing starting November 8th. Number 4, Ender's Game. Harrison Ford stars in this classic Orson Scott Card novel from 1977. 70 years after a horrific alien war, a child with special superpowers basically gets sent to a space station to learn how to fight. Yeah, I know it sounds a little bit like the Hunger Games, but remember, Hunger Games was written in 2008. Orson Scott Card wrote Ender's Game back in 1977 as a short story. You know, man, Lord of the Rings totally rips off Harry Potter, man. Like, Sauron is really just a rip-off of Voldemort. For those counting, that was 31 years prior to Hunger Games. Launch into space to fight the war starting November 1st. Number 3, Man of Steel. Look, as you can tell, I'm a little bit older, and I like the old Superman movie from the 1970s. It was great, and it brought back a lot of memories every time I watch it. I admit it took me a little while to latch on to the new generation of Superman, not saying that Christopher Reeve was the best Superman ever, but just the one that I kind of grew up with. Because of this, I ended up ignoring the 207 other Superman relaunches that they've had in the past few years. This one, however, takes on a whole new look, and relaunches the series with a different beginning. Can you read my mind? Coming out June 14th. Number 2 is Iron Man 3. Look, I love Tony Stark in a purely I want to take him to bed sort of way. In this movie, Tony Stark faces a powerful new ally, the Mandarin. He embarks on a quest to find out who blew up his private world. Along the way, he finds an answer to the question that has been haunting him all along. Does the man make the suit, or does the suit make the man? Smashing Hearts and Faces starting May 3rd. Well, we made it. Here's number 1, the most anticipated movie of 2013 by me, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. No, wait, it's Star Trek Into Darkness. Boy, I love those double entendres. After being called back home, the crew of the Enterprise must figure out what's going on. Basically, an unstoppable force has attacked Starfleet and left the planet in chaos. Captain Kirk takes the Enterprise out and finds out where these people went and tries to settle an old score. This movie hits high on the geek out factor, and I for one can't wait until release. The crew of the Enterprise will beam their way back into our hearts starting May 17th. Thank you for watching Warp 10 here on N4G TV. Coming next week, we are going to check out the top 10 video game girls of all time. I think you know what number 1 is, but we'll find out next week. See you then!